Hi there, my name is Victor Artnice, and this is a video about Jehovah's Witnesses and manipulative leading questions. So, what is a manipulative leading question? There is two forms of manipulative leading questions. The first one is a good side, and the second one is a bad side of it. Let's start off with the good side first. Let's say there is a little kid called John. John drinks a lot of Coke, he eats a lot of candy and cakes, which means he intakes a lot of sugar. His mom says to John, "John, you need to stop eating so much sugar. You're gonna damage your teeth. We don't want your teeth to be damaged, right?" That right there is a manipulative leading question. Why is that? Because she indirectly has already given an answer to the question. John knows what the answer is. It's yes. He doesn't want to damage his teeth. He could be a kind of a dumb rebel if he says no, of course, but he wants to keep his teeth. He doesn't want them to get damaged. That is one of the positive sides of manipulative leading questions, because we all need our teeth. We need to protect them, of course. Now, to the bad side of it. Of course, I'm gonna use an example because I was a former Jehovah's Witness. Let's say John again is playing with magic cards. His mom comes up to him and says, "John, you need to stop playing with those magic cards." He's a little bit shocked. Why? What? Why? And she continues to say, "Because we don't want to make Jehovah sad." You don't want to make Jehovah sad, right? That right there is a bad manipulative leading question. She is using her own opinion on religion as a fact. She's already indirectly said God exists, his name is Jehovah, yada yada yada. Why is that a bad version of manipulative leading question? Because her opinion has overtaken the fact. She is using her opinion as it was a fact. We all need our teeth, of course, but we don't know if God exists. In my opinion, I don't think God exists, as I am an atheist. So, what I wanted to talk about is, of course, manipulative leading questions today. If you haven't been a Jehovah's Witness before, this might be a little bit confusing, as I have grown up as a Jehovah's Witness, so has many other who's watched my videos. I have encountered many times where my mom and my dad has used this technique, even in places where they don't even know it. It can happen without even saying anything. If you remember when you're at the meeting or you're at an assembly and a subject comes on that you've been a part of, let's say, okay, I'm going to use an example. I play a lot of video games. So at the podium, and the speaker says something that we shouldn't use our time with social media and with other kinds of stuff and video games, and your mom looks at you, or my mom looks at me. That right there has indicated that you need to stop doing that. She's already indicated an answer to me that, yeah, I need to stop playing video games, if I was still a Jehovah's Witness, of course. It's not only just at the talks, at the assembly, or at the meetings. It's also in the Watchtower's own literature. We see it countless times, over and over again, where the Watchtower doesn't exactly, specifically say you need to stop doing that. They encourage you or give an example of faithful brothers and sisters doing something that does something positively for the organization. For an example, something that they use a lot is you always need to do more for the organization. You don't need to do the best, you need to do more than your best. That could encounter that you need to quit your job, get a new job, that you need to make less money. You need to maybe move a house if you are still a faithful Jehovah's Witness. It could damage a lot of things if you take this actual literal. In other parts, your friends and your family who's still a Jehovah's Witness could come up to you after a meeting and say, "Didn't you enjoy the meeting? It was so great." What do you say to that? You have to agree, or they actually just judge you immediately. If someone said, "Oh man, That meeting, oh, it was so great. And you just respond, no, I didn't enjoy it. What? You didn't enjoy the meeting? What are you? Exactly. You need to lie. You need to eat up to the organization. It's really, really, really painful. I encountered this many, many times when I was a Jehovah's Witness, of course. When we drove home from the meeting and my mom would just turn her head, wasn't this meeting great? And I just kind of just whispered, yeah. It was just like any other meeting. It was boring. Of course, I didn't say boring, but you know what I mean. It could also be even the smallest things, like the daily text. Something that I encountered a lot was after dinner. Okay, I have to make a backstory of this. The daily text is just meant to be read alone, of course. But my dad took the extra step. He did the daily text as if it was a Watchtower study edition. It took maybe 15 minutes to get over a daily text. It wasn't after my brother got married and his wife said, you know, the daily text is just something you need to read alone. It's not something you need to do like this. We said, wait, really? Because my dad has always done that. Anyway, let me get to the point. I was having dinner with my family, of course, and I really, really hated doing the daily text. It was just such a small, insignificant, annoying thing. Totally meaningless. And I never brought it up because I didn't want to do it. And my dad always waited like to the very end at the dinner to say, okay, let's do the daily text. I was just infuriating because I really didn't want to do it, of course, but I had to act, say, yeah, of course we're going to do the daily text. And I really just want to get out of the table. So it happened when I took my plate and I walked over to the dishwasher, put it in, and then he would say it. Let's do the daily text. He always waited at the last minute. It was always like something, it was almost like he kind of went at it. He knew I hated it. I think he knew I hated it. Most do anyway, I think. It could also be after you've left. Even after you've left Jehovah's Witnesses. And probably you've encountered this a lot. My mom and dad was having dinner. I already ate. And I walked past them. This was like 6 months after I've left the religion. And my dad said to me, hey Victor, you want to pray with us? And I just said, no. I just said no. And he said, why? Like, what kind of an answer want you? You want an entire discussion why I don't want to pray? It's just a misleading question. Or a manipulative leading question. Because there is a right answer to this. It's yes. The other answer, no, is negative. It's pessimistic. It's annoying. If I said yes, I would bring joy to my mom and dad. They would maybe even think, oh my God, he might even get back to the religion. I don't want to lead them to that. I want to be honest. I want to be truthful. Speak the truth. Probably biggest point. And you maybe not noticed this, but maybe some of you have. You cannot interrupt the meetings. This is probably one of the biggest unnoticed things. When you're at the meeting, you can't say anything. There's talks, and that's that. You can't put your finger up and say, I don't agree with that. You don't agree with us? Yeah, it says something else in the Bible. What? No, that's not what the governing body said. Exactly. That never happens. Or if it happens, he probably gets disfellowshipped. Or not disfellowshipped. Maybe he's just getting dragged back to the back room and some elders talk to him, of course. It's something that plays into many emotions. If you're still a Jehovah's Witness, or even after you are a Jehovah's Witness, you can feel guilt, disappointment, fear. Even some former Jehovah's Witnesses still believe it's the truth. Some of you still believe it watching this video, and that's totally fair. But that could lead to guilt, disappointment, fear, and the fear of losing out. The fear of, I'm gonna die, I'm Armageddon. You're not. Don't worry. It's something that really plays a big role into the religion. It's something that the religion has taught its followers to ask these questions. You can see that in the preaching work. You know, Jehovah's Witnesses are prepared for, how can I say it, questions at them that are hurtful, you know. I've tried that a lot. When I haven't preached personally, I've always been the side guy that didn't say anything. And sometimes there were a little sign that said yes to blood. So my mom would always get excited because she had just the most amazing comeback. So when they opened the door and they immediately said, "We don't need blood, so bye." And my mom said, "Oh, that's great. That means you want to save everybody. You mean you really want to help people that I need." And they just, "What? Really? You don't want to just leave after I said that?" And then they would have a discussion, of course. So Jehovah's Witnesses are prepared. They are trained to answer questions. Not only questions, but give questions themselves. Because their questions are a little more interesting. They are misleading. Not only misleading, but they're actually the opposite of misleading. They are leading, if you could say that actually. Because they indirectly already give you an answer. Anyway, thank you for watching. This was just a quick video I wanted to do. I haven't been able to actually make videos because I live with my mom and dad. My mom and dad doesn't know I make these kind of videos. So I have to make it at times when they're not actually home. So at a meeting time, as of right now, they're not home, so I have an opportunity. I've also ordered a new microphone, which I'm using right now, the Blue Yeti, so hopefully the sound quality is a bit better. And also what's been up with me, you know. I've grown my hair out a bit, just colored it brown. Wasn't really that pretty, but you know, I wanted to try something new. Probably gonna get some blonde highlights afterwards. I think that would be pretty good. Other than that, I've just got the status as a flex job in Denmark, which means I can work between 6 and 9 hours because of my illness. So that's gonna be really, really great when I actually get a job. I really want to do something about esports, of course. That's my big dream. Or no, my biggest dream is actually becoming an actor. But that's maybe kind of unrealistic. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. You're giving such tremendous support to me and this YouTube channel. I'm really grateful for you being here, and thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and write in the comments what kind of video I should do next. Maybe you could pick the subject. Anyway, thank you for watching.